everyone, welcome back to UNC YouTube channel. This is a channel where I share everything about our Malaysian real estate news, trend, and sometimes new property launches. And of late, I've also included cafes and food review, especially in Penang Island. Today in this episode, I would like to call out alert to all employers in Malaysia, especially those who hire a lot of foreign workers and where they have to provide accommodation to these workers. And if employer fail to adhere to this latest new housing minimum requirement for their foreign workers accommodation, they may face fine up to 50,000 ringgit Malaysia, which is a whopping sum. So if today you happen to be a property agent and not an employer, this video would also be very suitable for you, because as a property agent, we always strive to add value to our clients, and our clients could comprise of business owners who are engaging our services to help them to look for accommodation for their foreign workers. And when it comes to this situation, if we are an agent who always keep ourselves abreast with the latest changes when it comes to real estate laws and rules in Malaysia, then of course we can add value to our clients, and we can also differentiate ourselves as a professional real estate agent. And I'm sure with this, all our clients will continue to become our lifelong loyal clients, and will always seek out our services whenever they think of looking for real estate or looking for rental premises for their foreign workers. So before I delve into the full details of this topic, I would appreciate for an early thumbs up, as I put in a lot of effort in putting up this video. Appreciate much. Recently, there was an amendment made on the Workers' Minimum Standards of Housing and Amenities Act, where it has been fully enforced with effect from 1st September 2020. This amendment was made with the aim of preventing cramped and congested living conditions for foreign workers. This new amended act would apply to all sectors where housing and accommodation is provided to employees. In the past, it was just applicable to the mining sectors and plantation exceeding 20 acres as of in the original act. Thus, all employers who provide accommodations to their employees must comply to these new requirements of the amended act, which I will spell out later. In this respect, accommodation actually refers to any permanent or temporary building or structures, including any house, hut, shed or roof enclosure used for the purpose of human habitation. The Amended Act also applies to centralized accommodation provider, which refers to any persons who provides and manage a centralized accommodation and supervises the services provided therein for one or more employers, but does not include an employer who provides accommodations for his own employees. So, under this new amended act, an employer or centralized accommodation provider has the duty and responsibility to provide a separate accommodation for employees of different gender. And the accommodation or dormitory must be fit for human habitation in all aspects, including cleanliness and safety aspects. So over here you can see the minimum requirements for accommodation or centralized accommodation provided to employee, which has taken effect from 1st September 2020, as spelled out as below. First, if it's non-dormitory, that means accommodation, it has got to provide one rest area with fan and lamp, one dining area with chairs, tables, fan and lamp. And if you provide bedroom for your employees, it must come with minimum a fan plus a lamp, and the minimum floor area must be 3.6 square meters per employee. And this accommodation must come with one kitchen area with lamp, and the bathroom or toilet, where separated or together, must also come with a lamp. Ratio, that means if accommodation has got one bathroom and one toilet, it can only house maximum up to 6 employees per accommodation. And then it must have, and this accommodation must have one area to hang clothes, and also must provide them with first aid kit and also a dustbin. If it's a dormitory, it means it is a building primarily providing sleeping and residential quarters for large numbers of people. So if it's other dormitory category, If there is a one rest area, it must come with a fan and lamp, and it also must come with one dining area with chairs provided, tables provided, fan plus lamp, and the sleeping area must also be equipped with fan plus lamp, and the minimum floor area must be minimum 3 square meter per employee. And this dormitory must also be equipped with at least one kitchen area with a lamp provided, and the bathroom and toilet, whether separated or together, must come with a lamp. And the ratio is, if this dormitory comes with one bathroom and one toilet, it can only accommodate up to 15 employees. And it must have one area to hang out clothes for those employees, and each dormitory also must have at least one first aid kit and must also provide them with a dustbin. Okay, this new regulation, which has already kicked in with effect from 1st September 2020, requires employers and centralized accommodation providers to provide 3 items to every employee staying in this provided accommodation, which I would like to highlight over here. The first one is a single bed measuring not less than 1.7 square meters, and if it is a double deck bed provided, then the space between the 2 beds shall not be less than 0.7 meters. Second, a mattress of at least 4 inches thick must be provided with a pillow and a blanket. 4 inches thick is like my fingers, the width of my fingers. Okay, that is about 4 inches thick. Okay, and the employer must also provide each employee with at least one log cupboard, each measuring minimum 0.35 meters long, 0.35 meters wide, 0.9 meters high, for the safe custody of the employee's passport and valuables, which can be accessible by the employee at all times. So these 3 items is a must, and the government regulations stress that this shall not be shared among the employees. That means it must be personal to each employee only. Employers who fails to comply with such minimum standards in the regulations when providing a place to stay for your employees is considered to have committed an offence and is punishable up to 50,000 ringgit Malaysia of fines. And for a centralized accommodation provider, upon conviction, to face maximum 1,000 fine or a maximum of 6 months jail term or both. And under this new amended act, please do take notes that employers, you can only collect maximum rental from each of your employees not exceeding ringgit Malaysia 100 per employee. Okay, other requirements under this act which I also would like to highlight to employers is that providing accommodations to employee without a certificate of accommodation is deemed to be an offence, and the employer is punishable with a maximum of ringgit Malaysia 50,000 fine as well. While for a centralized accommodation provider, if you fail to apply for a certificate of accommodation, then you faces a fine maximum up to 50,000 ringgit Malaysia or maximum 1 year jail term or both concurrently. So if you were to ask where can I apply for this certificate of accommodation, in fact you can apply it from the Director General of Labour Department, Peninsula Malaysia, where I'll put the link below this video. If you are interested, you can check it out later. So that's it. This is my sharing for today, which I think every employers in Malaysia should be aware of in order to avoid having committed an offence without knowing and then having to come up with a fine of 50,000 ringgit Malaysia. Essentially, all steps must be taken to ensure not just compliance with the letter of the law but also the spirit of the law. In a time and space where treatments of workers, especially where it concerns health and safety, can have a direct impact on the value of businesses, every effort should be taken to ensure full compliance. So if you find value in my video, I would appreciate for a thumbs up. That would be the best reward you can give it to me. And as usual, before I end my video, I always would like to say, be aggressive in learning, but be safe when it comes to investing. So thank you for watching this video until the end. So see you again soon and bye-bye.